Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to TWOC Talk Thursdays. Yes, Malik, I do know that I'm late. I'm late by 2 minutes, sir. Yeah. Thank you for being such a faithful supporter, though. I appreciate you. Hello, 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 hello. This is your girl, Raquel, here at TWOC Talk Thursdays. I am so excited to be back. I hope you all missed me. I missed you all. So listen, I had actually asked you guys, what did you want to talk about this week? And I got one person to respond. And so we are going with what he said. And he's the number one supporter, I must say. Thank you so much, Mr. Malik Santiago. You know, he's from Trans World Atlanta. Yeah, that guy. So the topic, one of the topics that we're going to the topic we're going to discuss today is we're talking about addressing safety concerns and ensuring protection for transgender women. And so my boss, told me to get some stuff together for it, right? And so this is an ever learning process with doing TWOC Talk Thursdays, because not only do I want to come up with topics, I would like to know what you want to talk about, so that's what we can talk about. That's what we can address. We can get it all out right here at this safe space, this safe place. And if this is not safe enough for you, talking about protection, you can reach me at Raquel, that's RAHKELH at TWOChealingproject.org. Again, that's Raquel H. That's RAHKELH at TWOC healingproject.org. And we can talk, you and I. I'll be the one to respond to you. I'll be the one to answer. So just reach out to me there if this space right here is not safe enough for you. And I do understand that if that's the case. But we are indeed here at the TWOC Healing Project to be a blessing to you, because why? We are here to be sure that all of us stay what? Healthy, healed, and whole. That's what we are here for, so that you can stay healthy, healed, and whole, and make sure that we get you connected to whatever services that you need in your life, be it some immediate housing, be it you need somebody to talk to, be it you need to get connection to medical services. Whatever we can do to be of assistance to you, we will, even if it's just to have someone to listen. That is why we are here. Someone that you can talk to. Hey, someone that you can possibly trust, right? We are here creating and have created a space that we can come together and be able to grow, so that we all get to the space and place of being healthy, healed, or whole. Healthy, healed, and whole. So listen, I want to read something to you. Report says at least 32 transgender people were killed in the U.S. in 2022. At least 32 transgender women and gender nonconforming people have been killed in the United States in 2002. The Human Rights Campaign announced Wednesday last year in its annual report ahead of Transgender Day of Remembrance. This is what was announced last year. Transgender people of color account for 81% of known victims from 2022. We're just in 2023. So in 2022, we as Black, African American, transgender women of color, transgender people, period, and non-conforming, we account for 81% of victims known last year. 59% were Black. So 81% trans people, period, and 59% of that 81% are Black. Those are some statistics for you, right? Did you know that? Did you know that we were and still are the highest rate killed in America. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're represented. They have been, and they have been in years past, also comprising 81% of the deaths record at the time of the publication. And this was last year's publication, right? And we are still here today. The Human Rights Campaign has documented at least 302 violent deaths of transgender and gender nonconforming people since the LGBTQ advocacy organization began tracking such fatalities in 2013. The same year, the FBI began tracking hate crimes against transgender people. So this has been going on since 2013. And yes, Malik, that's why it's important for us to protect ourselves. First, the best way we know how, we got to protect ourselves. And if that sometimes looks like whatever you need to protect you, that's what you got to do. I ain't going to tell you what you need, but you know what you need to protect you when you are by yourself. We need protection, and you've got to protect you. Victims have been overwhelmingly Black, under 35, and killed with firearms. We need protection. We need to know that we can walk out our doors and be safe. We need to be protected just like any other woman walking out of their door. Trans women and trans men, but we here at Trans Women of Color Healing Project, it is our first and foremost concern for us. While we care for our trans brothers as well, definitely, and not to slight them, while we care for the rest of the rainbow, right? We are here at TWOC Healing Project to take care of us. That's why we show up every Thursday right here at TWOC Talk Thursdays, to be of some kind of inspiration. We show up to be of some kind of point of view. We show up to give knowledge. We show up to with our segment. Did you know? We come to tell you some information so that you know what's going on in the world, so that we can have conversations about some of your experiences and what were the results. What were your outcome from the things that you've gone through and or experienced. The Human Rights Campaign notes that the number of fatalities is likely undercounted because of deaths of trans people. Most of our deaths go unreported. They're unreported, and not just unreported, we are misgendered. Misgendered in the news, misgendered by police. So we've got to do what it takes to stand up for us. We've got to open our mouths. We've got to let our voice be heard. We as trans people should be our own army against the world. However, sadly, sometimes we fight against each other. And that is horrible. That is horrible that we find ourselves fighting against each other opposed to for each other. That is correct, Malik. We should be our own army. We should be our own army against the world. Yes, we should. But that means that we've got to come together to fight this fight so that we all live in a world where we are safe. We all live in a world where we can even get health care. They're taking health care away from us. It's time for us to band together and fight. It's time for us to do what it takes so that we will be taken serious in this world, so that we get equal rights just like anyone else. The writing goes on to say other victims were killed by a person they knew since 2013. Nearly 1 of 5 of those whose killer is known were killed by an intimate partner. And it's so sad that you don't even get to. So while a lot of trans women like tell their truth, right? We still deal with people in their mentalities about them having been taught or been told that it's not right to love someone trans. It's not right to be trans attracted, right? So then we deal with that as well, right? And so are we to walk around and not be loved? Are we to walk around and not be cared for? Right? We need protection on so many levels. We need to have more forums like this where we're talking about us being protected, where we're talking about us being human, where we're talking about we get to be loved as well, right? If we continue to open our mouths in a space and place that we are human and we deserve to be loved, right? Then that helps change the narrative of what people believe about loving us. We deserve to be protected as well. We deserve to be protected. Sometimes being misgendered falls on the individual. What I mean is, there are so many organizations such as TWOC that help people get their paperwork in order, but yet they don't make it a priority. Then when they find themselves in situations, they want to pipe up. Well, I know what that means. I know how that goes, right? So we want to, in our community, we want to be respected, but we don't want to do the work that it takes so that those who are in authority have to respect us. We don't want to handle our business. There was just a name change clinic. I don't know how many people showed up, but it should have been busting at the seams. It should have been busting at the seams because we have the resources. We have the resources to handle our business, but we've got to show up another space where we've got to stand up for ourselves. We cannot expect society to respect us. We cannot expect law enforcement to respect us, and we don't respect ourselves. We don't do the work ourselves. We don't put ourselves in a space and place where we are important enough to get the work done so that we can be respected. We don't put ourselves in the space and place so that we can get the things that we need. We've got to stand up for ourselves. So yes, TWOC Healing Project is here to be of aid to trans women of color, right? But we've got to show up. We've got to open our mouths. Closed mouths don't get fed. So that means you've got to ask for the help that you need to even know if it exists. And there's a lot of help out here, not just trans women of color, but even other agencies where the help is here, but you've got to ask for it. And I know we're not used to asking people for things, as well as we've had experiences where in asking, we didn't get anyone to respond. Well, that is not what happens here at TWOC Healing Project. We do our very best when coming to assist our trans women of color. We do everything in our power to be of aid. And if we cannot be of aid to you right here, what we can do is we can make sure that we direct you in the right place to get the kind of services that you need. We need to be protected, ladies and gentlemen. My non-binary people, we need to be protected, and it starts with us. It starts with us doing the work. We've got to be willing to do the work. We've got to put in the time. We've got to put in the blood, the sweat, and tears ourselves, right? And so while I come here, I want to, there's one thing that we do have going on, right? I want to tell you guys about, we have going on right here at TWOC Healing Project. My coworker just bought it to me. Thank you so much. Listen, we are going on one of our Wild and Out Wednesdays. We always try to come up with something on Wild and Out Wednesdays, not just to have fun. That's Dash, everybody. And so Dash is going to do our Did You Know portion today. However, let me get back to this. Our Wild and Out Wednesdays presents self-defense classes to protect you so that you can take care of you. It's beginning on August 30th, 2023. August 30th, 2023. We'll get back to you with the location, but keep that date in mind. Make sure you write that date down somewhere. August 30th, 2023. The Healing Project presents self-defense classes, teaching us how to protect us. And so since Dash is here, I'm going to bring Dash on with our Did You Know portion, because of course we aim to always give you some information. And so at this time, I present to some and introduce to others my coworker, Dash.
Wow, Raquel, thank you so much for having me. And if anybody want to join us for that, make sure they inbox us or send us an email so we can put them on a list. We would love.
So there you have it. Make sure that you email me directly at Raquel H. TWOChealingproject.org. That's RAHKELH TWOC at TWOChealingproject.org. Back to you, Dad.
Okay, today we're going to talk about gender markers, and we're going to talk about discrimination on jobs. There was an individual who wanted to be a police officer in the city of New Orleans, and he had served in the military and came home and transitioned after being out of the military. And he had been with his wife for 5 years.
Okay.
Well, New Orleans, it was funny to me because New Orleans has a police shortage, and it's a multicultural community where it's a lot of different people, and they're actually openly gay police officers on the actual force, and there's some lesbian police officers, and there's a big difference when you say lesbian and trans. A lot of times people say, oh, everything, and they group us in, and that's acceptable. That part there is acceptable for the cis community. Right. The unacceptable part for them is with our gender markers. So the person didn't disclose openly that he was born female and that he had transitioned, and I'm assuming through some type of test that they perform to become a police officer and having access to your medical documents, because you have to go to a physical to get that job. Well, they called him in for a second interview after they had already offered him the job, Raquel. They had already given him the job. So when they called them in, they asked questions and they used some medical terminology and said because he had a large number of unpaid medical bills. And I'm like, well, what does that have to do to disqualify him from being a police officer? I thought the main thing was to be not have a felon, not be on drugs, and to be mentally competent. Because there's plenty of people that's serving as a police officer that's mentally incompetent. So they disqualified because they found out that he was born female. And one of the things was this person's gender marker was changed. In the state of Louisiana, it normally works. You go through the whole process, rigmarole, bringing documents down, and the judge approve you. I don't know exactly where he was in that plight with that. So currently, if you're in Texas, Georgia, Florida, Virginia, and definitely not in Arkansas, and it's a couple of other states, they make it literally impossible for us to change our gender markers. Now, in states like New York, California, Washington, D.C., and some other, and Ohio, they've recently come up with legislation where we can put X, and some of those states already changed the marker, so it's not really. I prefer to just change it. I don't want to X on my driver's license, of course, because that's still giving someone my teeth. Right. So. So that's still giving someone my teeth. I don't like that. So recently in Kansas City, the governor of Kansas City actually was sued by the attorney general because they actually passed a law in Kansas City where they would go back for people who already were living as trans and already had their gender markers changed. Wow. So they're passing legislation. They passed legislation that will prohibit people from living their true self and reverse them back to their born name. So they would force them to use their dead names.
Did you know?
So the governor instructed the clerk of courts, and she also instructed the driver's license department and anyone related to her office not to obey those laws, and said that she would fire them. So the attorney general has taken the governor to court, and Laura Kelly has stood up to him, and she's fighting for it. She said it's inhumane. So we want to thank Laura Kelly for being a good governor.
Thank you, Laura Kelly. Did you know?
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Dash, for the Did You Know portion. Wow, that was good stuff. Thank you, Dash, for that. So again, remember everyone, August 30th, we're going to have a self-defense class. In our self-defense class, we will be learning how to, just some easy techniques on how to defend yourself. This will actually be our second self-defense class. The first class was amazing, and you will be amazed by some of the small things that, yes, it was great information. Yes, it was. Yep. Malik said it was great information, Dash.
Thank you, Malik. I appreciate it.
Yes, it really was great information. Did you know? And so our first class, like I was saying, our first class was amazing. And our first class was amazing. And I look forward to the second class because we learned some moves that were they weren't hard to do, that you can use to defend yourself, that you can use to get somebody up off of you, to get somebody out of your face. There are some moves that you can use to do just that. And so this indeed has been another great TWOC Talk Thursdays. And so I'm grateful that we are able to be here every week in order to have conversations, in order to just be able to converse back and forth. Malik, thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. It really does my heart good how you support me. Thank you. And so I'm so grateful to that. But listen, we've got to do what it takes to actually be able to defend ourselves, because the reality is we have got to take care of us. We've got to be able to take care of us. And so you can't depend on or expect anyone to take care of you, because no one can take care of you like you can. And so we here at TWOC Healing Project are constantly coming up with things that we can do to be of aid to our community, to keep you in a space where you are protected, to help you protect yourself, right? So please, there's no reason why this class on August 30th, keep the date. We'll let you know the location, but please keep that date, jot it down, put it somewhere on your calendar. August 30th, we're going to have a self-defense class. The Healing Project presents self-defense August 30th this year, August 30th this summer. We'll be doing that. And so we look forward to having you all there. I want to say, I'm going to put it out here now, that we are going to indeed, have some TWOC Talk Thursdays where we go back to bringing people on and interviewing people and having conversations with people. We're going to be talking with, he doesn't know it yet, but we're going to be talking with Malik about his experience when it comes to law enforcement. We're going to have him come in, or we'll just stream him in for to have that conversation about law enforcement and what that looks like and how that plays out where the correctional facility is concerned. TWOC needs to share this live once you end. Well, actually, we're already sharing it. We're already sharing it. It's on the TWOC Healing Project page. It's also on Toy Washington's page. So we are sharing it. Yes. And yes, sir. Oh, really? Yeah. Yes. And it's being shared on our YouTube page. And that's TWOC Healing Project on our YouTube page. So listen, I want to give you an announcement. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create an announcement portion. And so here's our first announcement. Here's our second announcement, because the first one was about the self-defense class. Here's our second announcement. Healing Through the Highways presents Healing Through Sexual Assault. We're having a balloon release, letting go of the past traumas and embracing healing. Release your past trauma, negative self-impressions, and anything holding you back. Through the symbolic act of letting go, we embrace healing and personal growth. When? I'm glad you asked. Wednesday, August 9th, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Where? I'm glad you asked. Shamrock Park, 900 Sonoya Road, Tyrone, Georgia. Again, Healing Through the Highways presents Healing Through Sexual Assault balloon release. we're going to release some balloons, letting go of our trauma. And of course, the releasing of the balloons is symbolic to letting go of our past traumas and embracing healing. Release your past traumas, negative and self-impressions, and anything holding you back through the symbolic act of letting go, letting those balloons go, right? We embrace healing and personal growth. When is this going to happen? I'm glad you asked. Wednesday, August 9th at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Where? Glad you asked again. At Shamrock Park, 900 Sonoya Road, Tyrone, Georgia. And we're going to be making sure that we constantly give those announcements. We're going to be making sure that we constantly keep you up to date on what we have going on, not just so that you can be a support, but so that you can be supported. So we want you to know here at TWOC Healing Project that we are here, that if you're not healthy, healed, and whole, to help you get to the space and place where you're healthy, healed, and whole. And once again, I am your girl, Raquel, right here for TWOC Talk Thursdays. And I appreciate you for showing up. I appreciate you for your support. And I look forward to seeing you next week, same place, same time, 5:30 p.m. for TWOC Talk Healing Project. And I'm going to say once again, don't forget those two announcements that we will be having our self-defense class August 30th. We'll come back to you with that location. But August 30th, 2023, we're going to have our self-defense class. And then also, we're going to be having our balloon release. And we're going to be letting go of past traumas and embracing healing. And we're going to be doing it symbolically by releasing balloons. So listen, we're going to constantly and consistently keep letting you know that we are here for you. This is a space and place, a healing place, a safe space where you can come and get what you need. We all want and need and desire to be healthy, healed, and whole. I'm your girl, Raquel, here with TWOC Talk Thursdays. Thank you once again. Looking forward to seeing you next week. And again, if you want to reach me directly, you can reach me at Raquel H at TWOCHealingProject.org. And that's RAHKELH at TWOCHealingProject.org. Until next week, I love you all. Have an amazing day. And let's stay healthy, healed, and whole. And if we're not there, let's get there. And we can get there together. I love you all. Bye-bye.